Welcome to Hello Downtown, a podcast by Downtown Sioux Falls.
This is Hello Downtown, the podcast where we explore the people, the places, and the pulse of our city's core. I'm your host, Brandon Hanson, and every episode we dive into the stories shaping life in the heart of Sioux Falls. So whether you're downtown every day or just downtown at heart, let's jump in. Well, we're on Hello Downtown, and we're doing a little kind of a break from the normal content, but because March is just a huge month for Sioux Falls and for downtown. There are so many different events going on and just a lot of reasons to be in the city and to be in downtown. Today, we're joined by Mindy K. Larson, the Deputy Commissioner of the Summit League. What a title.
Yeah, right?
We don't have those kind of titles in our world. Well, Mindy is in her 17th year with the league and oversees all championships, really the architect of this tournament coming up, including the record-setting men's and women's basketball tournaments taking place March 4th through March 8th right here in Sioux Falls at the Denny Stanford Premier Center. You previously served as an interim commissioner and currently sitting on the NCAA Men's Basketball Rules Committee.
Right, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah,
first and only female right now. So that's been really, really cool experience for me.
I suppose that is probably a kind of something you grapple, you wrestle with.
Yeah.
Is it in your line of work in sports? Is it unusual to have a female working?
It's a male dominated field for sure, but there's lots of really great female leaders and mentors that are coming up. And I think like a lot of institutions, it's diversifying and more people are getting interested in, behind the scenes work. So it's growing, but it's fun to be on the front lines.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're here. First of all, I think, my background is actually in theater.
Okay. So I'm a huge theater junkie. Yes. Okay. So that's exciting for me.
I think there's actually a lot of theater in these championship games and sporting
100%.
Events in general. But
yeah,
I've seen a Timberwolves game and you could see sort of like this intermission and this, the similar cadence is beautiful.
There was one year of the tournament that I hit a bunch of Hamilton taglines in our in our basketball stuff. So yeah, I do think theater and sports cross over in ways people probably don't realize.
Yeah. And the arts and all of that too. So,
for sure.
It's true of business too. So we get that a lot in downtown, but just for someone who's never experienced it, what makes the Summit League Basketball Championships so special?
One, I think it's the community here and the way they've embraced it and they come out and they make it like a true fan experience. There are lots of mid-major conferences that don't draw like we do here in Sioux Falls. And so for me, where I sit, to have the student athletes get to have a full house to perform in front of is really important because they work so hard and it's not something that you get at every conference at our level. So the way that the community has embraced and the way that our fans are willing to travel I think that's what I think our fans make it really special.
That's great. Okay. So you said mid-major.
Yes.
Explain what that is.
Okay. So in the NCAA, Division I conferences are kind of divided into these different subdivisions where the Power Four are like the ACC, the SEC, the Big 12, and they tend to have ton of football revenue coming in, a lot of money to work with. And then you get down into what they call the other five, like the Mountain West, a little less money, but still kind of on a higher stage. But then you get down to where the bulk of the conferences are. And that's that mid-major level where we're all kind of fighting for resources. We're all kind of, in the weeds together. And it's also where it's really important for us to give student athlete experiences because at our level, our conference championships are typically the only kind of postseason that 90 to 95% of our student athletes are going to see. They don't all get to go on to the NCAA tournament. So we have to make our championships as special as possible so they still get that postseason experience.
Okay. So what kind of energy can someone expect during the tournament?
High, intense energy. It's really fun. Like at any sporting event, it's competitive, it's intense, But again, like we talk about the fan experience, there's different themed concessions to try. And like we've talked about, like Sioux Falls has turned it into just such an experience where you don't have to just be at the arena to experience it. You can come downtown. There's lots of specials and signage. And, we've heard Jacobson is going to take on some activities and some photo ops for us. So I think you can expect a whole experience that it's basketball centric, but there's so much more that you can experience. And just like we're showcasing our student athletes, it gives Sioux Falls an opportunity to showcase the community and what it has to offer.
Yeah. Can you tell us, there's 9 schools involved. Can you tell us what are those schools? And then let's hear more about the themed food, because I think they're related to the schools.
Yeah. So I'll go in alphabetical order because that's how I remember them. But we've got Denver, University of Denver, University of Missouri, Kansas City, North Dakota State, University of North Dakota, University of Nebraska, Omaha, Oral Roberts University in Tulsa, South Dakota State University, University of South Dakota, and University of St. Thomas in St. Paul, Minneapolis.
Yeah. So Tulsa even, I mean, my gosh, they really are traveling quite a distance to see this tournament.
Yeah. But we are pretty central.
Mm-hmm.
Sioux Falls is pretty centrally located. I mean, we have, Grand Forks being way up north and close to Canada, and then Tulsa being our most southern school. But for the most part, they're coming to the middle.
Yeah. Okay. So you got that regionality, the central location, the community starting to really embrace this tournament. We see it even. It's hard to get a meeting in downtown during the Summit League because they're all over there.
Well, I'm glad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's kind of the opposite of our mission, but it's beautiful, and we can just have our meetings over basketball, which is cool. So
you totally should.
So beyond maybe those few things, what makes Sioux Falls the right host city?
Some of it is a little bit luck because we do not compete with an NBA team here. We don't compete with, like I talked about earlier, a Power 5 conference. We don't have a Big Ten team. So we really are the only show in town. So if you want to see really great college basketball, it's the Summit League in this area. And so that helps. And just the fact that Sioux Falls is sports savvy and they follow their teams. And one thing that's really nice is that, we have obviously a lot of Jackrabbit and Yote fans just because they're so close, but they come out and they scout, they watch the other teams. And so I think just the fact that it's such a sports savvy community also helps us out.
Yeah, that's great. I know that this tournament could be somewhere else someday. It was somewhere else before.
Right.
So is there something that just keeps bringing it back?
Yeah, like I said, some of it is honestly our ability to generate revenue, which goes back to our fans being willing to buy tickets and come out. And again, it's like our presidents and athletic directors seeing the whole community embrace the event. You don't always get that in the bigger cities. You're a footnote in the newspaper and in the news coverage, where here we're kind of the only show in town at that time of year. So I think all of that has to do with it, and just seeing the commitment from the city and its entities to our basketball event is special. And I think that's what's helped in the bid process each time we've gone through it.
Yeah. So we've been kind of building up a little more and more. And you subtly mentioned a little bit before with the Lodge about kind of making downtown this unofficial hub for fans, for the teams. We've got several hotels down here that are totally packed full, and one of the parts of our organization that we just measure and track and try to push is economic impact.
Right. Yeah.
And
for
so
sure.
an event like this, it drives people to our community who ultimately spend dollars at restaurants and stores and shops and hotels, which ultimately funds our community. And it keeps producing these things that we know and love. And so it seems like it was just a really great connection to bring in downtown Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about what's kind of developing? It's kind of developing in real time, but at the Lodge, calling it, Summit League Central and all the activity that's going to be going on.
Right. So definitely, a presence in terms of signage. So you'll see lots of, Summit League signs and logos and things so you can get familiar with the teams. Photo ops. There's going to be some giant inflatable basketballs, a 3D bracket, lots of like Instagram worthy, opportunities to boost your social media following. They're also talking about doing some themed foods in their restaurant down there, some curling opportunities. I know that doesn't have a lot to do with basketball, but they're gonna make it competitive and really like it's a newer area to Sioux Falls and where we want to be a good partner as well. Drive our fans down there so that they get an opportunity to showcase what they're doing down in that area.
Yeah, what I think is cool is so it's at the Lodge Bar and Grill in Jacobson Plaza. It's relatively new. I think the community's really embraced that restaurant already. It's very affordable. They're incredibly on board to offer happy hour deals all tournament long. You don't have to wait for a 3 p.m. kind of time slot.
That's awesome.
Really are just trying to bring as many people to that location as possible. And then, of course, DTSF in March, we host our Mash Madness event. So craft drink competition.
Yeah.
Historically was just craft beer, but now it's craft cocktail and non-alcoholic options. So I think just all around curling, which is, you said kind of random, but we're just trying to get families involved. Right. We're trying to get all ages. If you like alcohol, if you don't, really trying to find something for everybody because the Summit League is so special and trying to just drive that traffic.
Right. And on the, flip side of that, we have, out of towners coming to town and where we can be a good partner and help promote some of that. There's downtime, your team doesn't play in every game. So it's great to be able to say, yeah, go downtown, check out some of the shops, check out Jacobson Plaza, check out the Lodge. So hopefully we can drive some out of towners downtown as well. And, just be a good partner.
Yeah. And I think that first visit to downtown is so important because all the fears of what a downtown could be go away immediately as soon as you get down here. Yeah. Your second visit is easy. The parking's easier. The fear of being unsafe goes away because you realize how beautiful and walkable this district is.
Yeah. It's such a charming, quaint downtown and full of boutiques and fun local restaurants. And it's really a unique experience. You kind of feel like you're in a Hallmark movie.
Good. Hey, there you go.
I think
we can make one this year.
Yeah, for sure. When I've come downtown, it feels a little otherworldly and like really fun, a really fun experience. And just if you need a break from the, nachos and popcorn, there's some great restaurants and local flavor downtown to check out.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned the boutiques. They're actually, they've been meeting for several months now and talking about the Summit League and how do they maximize on this opportunity to have all these visitors in town. And so they're offering special deals for awesome. Summit League fans. And I think they each have, a mini basketball hoop in their stores. And if you make it from a certain point in their store or a certain line, you get a better discount or a bigger discount.
Man, I better start working on my shot.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have a lot of mini basketball hoops sitting around in your offices.
A few. Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Let's talk a little bit about people's least favorite topics of downtown. That is parking, and that is just getting to and from the Premier Center. I think we've heard in the past there's a little bit of a barrier there for some people. It gets very busy when all these hotels are filled.
Yeah, for sure.
And so DTSF and Summit League and a couple others have been working really hard for a couple of years now to overcome those barriers. And so that we'll have a free shuttle.
Yeah, I was going to say, talk about your shuttle. Yeah. We're excited about that.
Yeah, so we're working with VIA, the bus system, the folks who manage the bus system here locally. And they decided to designate a route and make it fare free and just make it as easy as possible to get to and from the tournament. And so there'll be a free ride before and after games.
Yeah, so they can take advantage of Mash Madness and have somebody else drive them around.
Somebody else drive safely. Yeah. Absolutely. Drink responsibly.
Yeah.
All the things. But also if you're a family and you're staying downtown, you don't have to worry about it. Just park all weekend.
Yeah.
Don't move your car.
For sure.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that sounds like my Chicago days. You want to park once.
You want to park once.
So that's perfect.
I think the city and I think a couple other private people are actually making the ramps free too.
That's fantastic. Yeah. I mean, parking can be challenging downtown when it's busy, but I feel like you can find space.
Well, we're South Dakotans. We like to park right in front of the boutique.
No, for sure. Rockstar parking all the time.
Yeah. We're going to circle until we find it. But the truth is we have 13,000 parking spaces in downtown. It's just only 900 of those are street level. So it feels like there's not any, The
There
ramps
is.
are big and
there
gray.
is. Yeah, for sure.
They're not scary.
No,
I
not
promise.
at all. Not at all.
They're well
No.
lit. They
Yeah.
got security and they're free during the tournament. So
No, that's fantastic. Yeah.
there's no excuse not to go to the Summit League this year.
100%. There's no excuse not to come downtown.
So, okay, we have a downtown that's really close to the Premier Center. I think if you were in Chicago or somewhere else, they would be drooling over how close this is. People would be walking that
For
distance.
sure. Yeah.
Here, it's not that case. You need a shuttle or you need a car to get to and from. You don't need it. People feel like they need it.
Right.
What does it mean for the tournament to have such a quaint Hallmark movie-esque
Right.
downtown so close to the tournament?
I think it just goes back to like the experience and like you think you're coming for a basketball game, but then there's so much more opportunity to really make it a vacation because for a lot of like sometimes our tournament, depending on the calendar, falls on spring break for some of these schools and different things. And so a lot of people plan their spring breaks around our tournament. So being able to come, the tournament may be why you're here, but then like, hey, it's spring break. What are some other things we can do? That's where downtown comes into play and some of these opportunities at Jacobson and the boutiques and the restaurants and the free parking. I think you can make a whole vacation out of it if you're coming from out of town.
I think they're going to be blown away. And that's why one of the main reasons why we've kind of focused on the lodge and getting the shuttle to drop off in the Steel District. That wasn't even here last year.
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It feels so normal now, but I think your
Yeah.
fans are going to be kind of blown away with the development that's happened
For sure.
in just 12 months.
We had media day here in early October, and some of our administrators and coaches who were in town took the opportunity to go check out the Steel District, and they were so impressed. And I know they're all excited to come back and check it out more thoroughly, have some more time to spend.
Yeah, absolutely. You've already kind of dug into community support in partnership with a few organizations in the city in particular. What is it? Does that translate to the student athletes? What does that sort of community support and seeing all the signage mean to an athlete who's in college coming to town?
I think that's where when I went back to earlier, like making sure it feels like a postseason event. Like it's not just a glorified regular season game. It feels like something special and something different. And, student athletes come here and they're a little tunnel vision because they're regimented. They have a schedule and their meals and all of that is all regimented out. So, but they do notice. They notice when the hotels make an effort and welcome them and they notice the banners and they notice the signage because that's what makes it feel different. When we talk to our student athletes about championship experience, they define it as the amenities, the signage, the gifts, the presents. So I think that's where they notice the community support. But the biggest community support for our student athletes is come out and watch them play. Because, nobody likes to play in front of an empty arena. So when we can fill that place and one thing that's been really special for us is that we're doing it on the women's basketball side as well as the men's. So our female student athletes are getting as much of a crowd as the men. And that's from where we sit. That's just really important that people are seeing their hard work come to fruition.
Yeah. I mean, I got to go to a lot of the games last year and they were just so exciting. It went so fast. I think there were 4-hour time slots.
Yeah.
But it felt like 5 minutes.
Yeah, they do, especially if the games are competitive.
Yeah.
They do go fast. And this year, my gosh, it is like on both the men's and women's side, it is anybody's game. Like the front runner changes weekly. So we're really looking forward to like an intense competitive basketball tournament. Lots of close games, we think.
Yeah. Okay. So thinking about this tournament, it's been many years. You're 17 years in your role. What does it look like when it's going really well for you in your role?
My phone's not ringing. I'm not getting any texts. I think when the biggest thing for us is if we can just get to tip off. When we get to tip off and the games start going, everything gets into a kind of a flow and a rhythm, especially because the first few days are like rinse and repeat. Like we're doing kind of the same thing over and over again as teams win, building up to the championship. So our biggest stress is the prep work and getting ready for everybody to get to town, and then keeping everybody happy until that first tip goes off. But that's also when we get to see all of our behind the scenes work kind of come to life. And what is really fun for our staff is we work really hard on the look of the tournament every year. And so once Fox Print gets in there and puts everything up, and we get to see the student athletes walk in and see all the graphics and see how we focused on them, that's really fun for us as well.
Yeah. And you say our hard work. Your team is small.
We are small, but we're mighty.
Surprising. You're so mighty. I mean, when you look at this tournament, I would have thought you had hundreds of people, but how many people are on your team?
So 12.
Yeah.
There's 12 of us. But again, that goes back to the Sioux Falls Sports Authority supports us. We have a tremendous group of volunteers that come out every year and help us, and Premier Center staff. So we definitely recruit members of the community to be honorary Summit League staffers during the Summit League tournament, because it takes a lot of people to run.
For sure. Okay. I'm going to wrap it up here with one final question.
Okay.
If you had one invitation to fans coming to town, just one, what would you tell them to do and how to experience both downtown, but the Summit League as well?
If I had one invitation to fans coming to town, I would say definitely book your hotel downtown so that you can take advantage of everything downtown, ride the shuttle to the Premier Center, park your car once, and I think you'll get to experience a little bit of everything.
Awesome. And which game should they not miss?
They should not miss any of them.
There you go.
Because they're all going to be special in their own way.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me on Hello Downtown.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
This is Hello Downtown.
Well, we're still here with Hello Downtown. We're doing another, just a continuation of our preview of all the amazing things happening in March. We've got the St. Patrick's Day Parade, the 46th annual, in fact. And I am joined with Ryan Murphy, who's a community partnership specialist at Avera Health.
That's me.
What's your tie-in to the parade?
Our tie-in
Other than your whole family.
Exactly. Yes. Our family has been involved in this parade in one way, shape, or form since it began 46 years ago. So it's just, I think everybody, has that kind of thing that, your family did something and this was always our thing. So it's been special, and we're not the only one. There's been some great families, that have been part of this community for years and years and years. They've been beside us. Obviously, our Grand Marshal this year, Kelly Grogan, he's one of those that family has been there step in step with us all these years. So, it's kind of crazy, but I'm the chairman of the planning committee now. I am the third chairman in all these years. So yeah, it's a little stressful to think about that, but I got a great committee behind me and we're doing it. It's fun.
Yeah. I think a lot of people think, it's just a parade. No big deal, right? Put it on. It's not any work, right, Ryan?
Exactly. I was just on the way down, I was thinking of that. I don't know if people have a true sense of how much some of these events take to put on. I mean, I come from a theater background, so I love it because it's a show for me, and it is all that planning. It is, the meetings and the, getting everything together. And, for the events like this, it's your sponsors, it's, your advertising, it's costume. I mean, it's just the whole everything. And then you get that magic of putting on your event, and it's wonderful. And to be downtown Sioux Falls again, like we have been for 45 years, we love it. This is truly our living room of the community. This is where we will always be. And it just makes sense. We love everything. And like I said, a great committee that, invest in me, and they believe it too. And this is just, it's fun. It's what we want.
What is leading the parade and the associated festivities, the button sales and all of that mean to you, but also to the heart of Sioux Falls downtown?
To me, again, I'm just kind of the figurehead, I guess you could say, of the committee, but I enjoy it. I mean, I have a great support system, but they are the ones that I just lift up. I couldn't do it without them. So yeah, to get into some of the specifics, we have it downtown here. like I said, it's been here for 45 years. The route we're going to run down, Phillips Avenue, historic Phillips Avenue. You can't, get any better than that. 14th down to 2nd Avenue. Like I said, the button sales is just there are groups, and I think we're going to actually donate a display to the Old Courthouse Museum, but we have buttons from every single year. And it's just kind of our fun way to, commemorate the thing. We, again, like I said, it's $3. It's not going to break the bank. It's a great souvenir. It's something for us to just help pay the expenses and all that. But no, I think it's a great way to like show things off too. So we run down, it's on Saturday. That's something we came across for years. The St. Patrick's Day parade was on the day, on whatever day St. Patrick's Day fell on. As you know, being downtown, it can be challenging to pull that off. And it kind of got to that point where we said, I think having on Saturday to gather families, to allow more businesses to work with the retailers and businesses downtown here, I think that makes more sense. And the city was on board with that. So you'll always find us on a Saturday. We like to go with the Saturday closest to it. So this year, the actual day is on a Tuesday. So we're going to fast forward a few days. We'll be on Saturday, March 14th at 2 p.m. downtown. And again, we just encourage everyone to come out. You guys do a great job with downtown and all the events. And as you know, some of them are your own that you're putting on. And again, completely free. If you don't want to pay a cent coming down here, you don't have to. You just get to come and enjoy our community, to gather down here. And again, that's what this parade is. You can just come on down, enjoy, gather your friends, gather your family, whatever it might be, take in the parade. But, and some of the events too that you team up with, like ours, it's run by a different, committee or organization, but it all means, we're still gathering here for downtown, and that's what we love. So we're proud of it. We encourage people to come out, but wherever you're at, whatever income, whatever, you enjoy about the day, just come on out. And, we're going to celebrate other, festivities and days down here in downtown Sioux Falls. And if you want to come out and celebrate with us, we would love it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people too, as they come downtown for these events, especially as a low barrier entry event like this parade, because it is free to attend. There's been a lot of people who come away from this and say, hey, I didn't realize all these new businesses were down here, or I didn't realize that Uptown has just sort of exploded in the last couple of years. And so just like getting another excuse to come downtown and be reintroduced to what is happening down here, it's a different place even than it was 3 years ago.
And we've always said that. And yes, there might be something that isn't specifically open on that Saturday at that time you come down, but you're going to recognize it. And that's what we always tell a lot of the business owners, that, hey, it's great exposure. People are going to see your space and everything. There's over 10,000 people coming to downtown on a Saturday, and in the middle of March. Usually it's decent weather. Sometimes it's been a little cool, but yes, it's great for us as the event organizers. It's great for downtown. It's great for all the businesses down here. So I think it's a great win-win.
Yeah. Well, last year's parade, beautiful weather leading right up to it, and then a snow storm kind of hit. And it felt a little lighter attended, but I actually just pulled the numbers from last year, 16,000 people.
I know.
We're on the parade route specifically, not just in all of downtown. That's not a small number.
I know.
On a quote unquote bad year.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
It is incredible. And we're proud of it. And, like I said, that's, what gathers us here. And you guys go through the same thing, Parade of Lights. It can be, one way or the other. And, you're checking in with all the weather people and, how is this going to pull off? But it all works. And
it does.
Yeah, it's just, it's special. It really is. And we're never going to, unless something catastrophic, we're not going to cancel the parade.
Yeah.
So
let's set the record straight. We don't, DTSF as well doesn't cancel events unless there's lightning, period.
Yeah.
Or tornado. We'll cancel for tornado.
Really. Yeah. Yeah.
Sioux Falls, because it's first earthquake, we'll probably shut it down, but
exactly.
Snow, rain.
Yeah. We're hardy people around here. We can manage it.
But yes. Well, just to kind of land this plane, close it out.
Absolutely.
For anyone planning to attend, walk us through the must know details highlighting you kind of mentioned there's a new sponsor involved. Let's talk about them a little bit. Other partners, the dates, the times. Where do we get a button?
Absolutely. So yes, first I gotta say, hats off to, we got a presenting sponsor this year, Central Bank of Sioux Falls. They stepped up big time. They believed in us. We got a list of other sponsors, but huge thank you to Central Bank. They really are the ones we need to say, you guys, we couldn't do it without you. So you will see the falls lit up. They are going to help. That's part of their sponsorship from Friday, the 13th, all the way through St. Patrick's Day. That'll be green for them. But some of our other sponsors, yes, they've been with us for a year. We got obviously First National Bank, Avera, Tate Tavadol, First Premier, Dakota Beverage has been great. Burwell and Associates, Hagen Wilkin, Archer Law, Jack Rose came on board this year. McGuire, Fegan Construction, First Interstate Bank, the Blarney Stone. You talk about where you're going to, get a button. My first, response is say, yes, head down to the Blarney Stone. They got them down there. 605 Running Company has some, and then the Cookie Jar also downtown. So 3 great downtown locations to get that. And then to get into the actual details, like we said, Saturday, March 14th is the big day. So we're going to kick things off 11 o'clock. We'll do the painting of the Shamrock. Again, that 9th and Phillips area right by First National Bank. We'll start things there. You get a little bit of time to kind of regroup and everything. And then 2 o'clock will be the official start time of the parade. And again, that's going to run straight down Phillips Avenue from 14th all the way to 2nd. Greg and his crew, they'll be doing their run and everything right before that with the 605 Running Company, the Lucky Sevens. So watch for them. But yes, everybody gather. I want to say, usually about that 1:30 time, if you're just coming down for the parade, that gives you enough time to kind of find a parking spot, get your location set and everything. But we will start things off right at 2 o'clock. And we just invite you to come down. If you still want to register, there's still time, dtsf.com events. That's where you'll find it. And along with that, you're going to find the rules for the thing, the parade map and everything. So yes, if you don't know, go to your dtsf.com website. Everything's there. So
awesome. So people can still get a float in.
Still time. Yep. Jared just sent me, the list of entries. We're doing good. There still is a little bit of room and, we'll keep things all square, but absolutely. If you think this is a new tradition I want to start, absolutely join us, make it happen.
Awesome. And the parking ramps are free on the weekends in downtown.
Yeah.
No reason not to stick around all day and go for a run, buy a button, paint a Shamrock.
Downtown. Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely.
Head over to the Blarney Stone.
You can do that too.
That's great. Well, thank you for joining me on Hello Downtown, Ryan.
Thank you so much, Brandon. It's been great.
You are listening to Hello Downtown, a podcast by Downtown Sioux Falls Incorporated. I'm Brandon Hansen.
I'm Taryn Sietsema with Downtown Sioux Falls. Here is today's member moment. Hello, everyone. I am joined today with Nancy Savage, owner of Child's Play Toys here in downtown Sioux Falls. Hi, Nancy.
Well, hi. How are you?
Thank you so much for joining me today. This is awesome.
Oh, I'm excited to be here.
Are you ready to jump right in?
Let's do it.
Okay. Question number 1. Describe your business in 5 words or less.
I always, in my heart, like to say it's the happiest place in Sioux Falls.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that. Number 2, this or that, Riverfest or Parade of Lights?
Parade of Lights, magical. I just love it. I love the whole vibe of Parade of Lights.
Yeah. And it goes right by your store
too. Oh, it does.
So.
And it's just, my heart just, a lot of times I'll get on a ladder and put the ladder in the front and we'll watch it from up above.
Oh, yeah.
And so, it's just so much fun.
It's great. Summer patio drinks or winter cozy cocktails?
Oh, can we say both?
Yeah.
Because I think both is really where it's at, because I think there's, summer places that I love to frequent, but then there's also winter places that are cozy and warm and you can get a nice fun drink.
It's everything. Checks all the boxes.
Yes.
Question number 3. What's your go-to downtown guilty pleasure? Coffee drink, snack, hidden gem, or a little routine that you just can't resist?
Right. Well, this is hard. And I was thinking about this because there's so many good options. That's the thing. I could name off so many of my favorite places that I could go on and on with. Queen City, MB Heskett's, Bread and Circle. There's so many places, but not every day because I'm trying to limit myself. I love Coffea, and it's across the street from me. And I think they have a hidden gem in their bakery goods that people don't realize.
Oh.
I love their scones and I love their muffins. And so when I really like once a week, I need to get a special treat there.
It's a good insider tip.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. That is a hidden gem.
It is. Question number 4. If downtown Sioux Falls had a mascot, what would it be?
So I was thinking about this one too. And, the falls are such a part. And so if somehow we could have a mascot that was with open arms, like a waterfall. And I love that because that just kind of, I think Sioux Falls is open to all sorts of people and all sorts of, just so many different things. And if we could somehow involve the falls in our mascot, I think that'd be really cool.
I love that. That's great. Okay, last question. For people walking into your business for the first time, what's one key thing they should know about your business?
Well, I think the biggest thing that people should know is that we want people to play. And so nothing breaks my heart more than when I hear a mom telling their child, don't touch anything, because that's what we want. We want people to come in and we want people to play. And I will say it's mostly adults who break things, and that's fine. It's fine. But kids are just, that's what we want. We want people to come in and to enjoy and to, enjoy the experience.
Don't forget the childlike wonder, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
I love that so much. And that fits right in with everything that you do at Child's Play Toys too.
Yeah. Well, that's what we strive for, is that fun experience for all ages. When I first opened, it was mostly, I was focused on little kids, and we have grown, as I always joke, it's when my daughter has grown, I've added things, and now she's 21. So we have things for adults. We've got puzzles, we've got games. We really have everything for all ages now.
You really do. And I think just thank you so much for being a valued Downtown Sioux Falls member. We appreciate you and all that you do. And thanks for taking time out of your day to come on Member Moment.
Absolutely. I love being part of Downtown Sioux Falls.
This is Hello Downtown.